Hi friends, welcome back to Faith and Arrow Homestead. My name is Jaylee and today we are going to make the cinnamon rolls from the Easy Holiday Baking Mixes video. I've had several people requesting that we actually make the recipes from that video, and we're probably not going to make all of them. Banana bread is banana bread, for example, but we made the apple butter cookies and we're going to go ahead and make the cinnamon rolls because when I was giving you the instructions in that video, I was kind of just like gesturing with my hands, and I know that that can be difficult to understand. So we're going to do it together so that you can actually see. Now I have the dry mix with the instructions here. We put this together in that video, and back here we have the filling. So the dry mix for the rolls and the dry mix for the filling, along with the instructions telling you what additional ingredients you need. I will very briefly go ahead and give you the ingredients for the dry mix itself, but if you want more details on that, please watch the Easy Holiday Baking Mixes video. I'll have it linked both in the description as well as at the end of this video. So for the roll portion of the ingredients, you have 4 cups of flour, 1 package of instant dry yeast, half a cup of white sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then for the filling, we just have 1 cup of packed brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. So your first step here is to mix your wet ingredients together in a bowl. So we have 1 cup of milk, 1/3 a cup of melted butter, melted, softened, and we have 2 eggs. We're going to go ahead and get that mixed together. All right, let's remove our filling. The next step is to gradually add your dry mix and stir until combined. Once it's all combined, your next step is to let it rise. So take a bowl and add in a little bit of olive oil or whatever oil you have, and you're just going to put your ball of dough in here. And it's actually convenient. I'm in the process of proofing a loaf of sourdough bread in my slightly warmed oven right now, so that'll be the perfect spot. I put an hour, but it really just depends on the temperature. If your kitchen is very warm, it'll take less time. If your kitchen is very cold, it might take more time, so just keep an eye on it. You want it to be about doubled in size. All right, you guys, our dough has doubled. So now it's time to roll it out. She looks pretty sticky, so I'm going to generously flour. I put lightly flour in the instructions, and it just depends on how your dough turns out. Mine looks real sticky this time, so I'm going to kind of generously flour my work surface here. And I'm also going to flour my rolling pin, and we're going to start rolling this out into a rectangle. This rectangle does not have to be perfect, but try to get it somewhat even because you're going to roll this up, and this is what's going to be cut into your different cinnamon rolls. So try to get it somewhat even. There. Oh, I love this. This looks great. Awesome. I've got another 1/3 cup of butter that I'm just going to go pop in the microwave really quick to melt. Now there are 2 different ways that you can do this because we've got our filling mixture here. You can either spread the butter on here and then sprinkle the filling, or you can mix it together and spread it around. I'm going to mix it together and spread it around, I think. If you mix it, if my bowl is too small, story of my life, but if this happens to you, just mix it over top of your dough, and then if you make a mess, it doesn't matter. All right. I'm just going to use the back of the spoon to kind of try to spread this out. This one's a little bit, this way of doing it's a little more rough on the dough, I'd say, but it's holding up. Try to spread it evenly because imagine this is going to be on the inside of the cinnamon roll, so you don't want to have one bite that's full of the filling and then another bite that doesn't have any, so try to keep it even. Now you can leave a little bit of an edge long ways, but short ways I wouldn't leave too much of an edge because these are going, when we cut it, we're going to cut it this way, so this cinnamon roll and this cinnamon roll won't have very much filling if you leave an edge. You can leave a little bit of an edge just for making it, you know, easy to manage and clean, but I wouldn't leave too much of one. All right, next you want to cover them with something damp. I'm just going to use some dampened paper towel. gonna lay that right on top here. And you just wanna let this rest for about 30 minutes. All right, it has been 30 minutes. We're gonna go ahead with this. I have my baking dish greased with coconut oil. I always grease my baking dishes with coconut oil. I've had people ask me if it affects the flavor. I don't think so. It's just a little bit on the outside, but I don't know, maybe I'm just really used to it. So now we're gonna go ahead, let me get this out of the way. Now we're gonna go ahead and start rolling these up. And you want to roll them up long ways away from you. And you want to try to get them as tight as you can. I am using my bench scraper. I absolutely love my bench scraper. If you don't have one of these, I'll link it down in the description. It has come so handy for numerous different, mostly baking, but some cooking projects too. A little sticky down there, so just like with my rolling pin, I just sprinkle a little bit of flour and that helps. Now I keep rolling until the seam is down, and it's not yet, it's kind of to the side. So I'm just gonna kind of roll it a little bit until I know that that seam is underneath. Now here's the thing, I don't worry about size, I worry about amount. Tom and I are going to stay at an Airbnb with a really big group of people, several of us, and I'm bringing these cinnamon rolls. So I know that I want to get 12 out of this. I have a baking dish that will fit 12. So I'm worried less about what size they are and more about how many. So how I do this, right in the middle, I put a little indentation. So I want each of these to be cut into 6 pieces. So I just went through and kind of roughly eyeballed, and then I'm just gonna make little marks just so that I know where I'm aiming. And then this was my middle mark. I'm gonna go through and do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, now here comes the big trick of this video. Here I have some sewing string. Just regular black string that you would use to like sew on a button or something. And I'm gonna get a decent length here. The thing with cinnamon rolls, you can cut them with a sharp knife, but I find that it drags it down and it ruins the swirl on the inside. So instead, I scoop my string kind of underneath. I bring it up where I made the mark, I cross them, and I cut really fast. And then that leaves your swirl intact. You can do this with dental floss as well. Do you like the part where I said to put a mark in the middle and then to put marks on either side to count how many you're gonna do? Didn't that sound nice? I'm so full of crap. Don't listen to me. I did that. I put the marks and I still somehow ended up with 15. So I've got a tray of 12 and then I just used a bread pan to put my... Where did these come from? I don't know how that happened. So you're on your own in terms of trying to figure out how many of these to cut. I can't help you, evidently. So good luck. It's just the Wild West out here. Cutting however many cinnamon rolls we want. So anyway, but look they look so pretty. I'm so excited about this. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, I cannot bake these yet because, like I said, Tom and I are going away and we're taking these with us. So I want to wait and bake them there. So I'm not going to bring my camera. I'm just going to use my iPhone, and I'll take a video of what they look like coming out of the oven. You won't have to wait. Obviously, it'll be in this video. But yeah, one thing, I have my iPad sitting right here, and it pops up anytime somebody leaves a YouTube comment. And I just happened to notice that somebody commented on my last video and said, "How did your loaf of bread turn out?" And it just so happens that I have it right here. So I thought I'd show you. It turned out great. Not as much of a rise as I was hoping for, but it's still pretty. And then I have another one getting ready to go in the oven right now. So I will see you in a few days when we eat these cinnamon rolls. I forgot to mention, so I have to tell you before I forget again, that when I put the filling together for the cinnamon rolls, I forgot to add vanilla. You're supposed to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I forgot to do that. So don't you forget to do that if you make these. Editing Jaylee here. So I totally dropped the ball on getting footage of those cinnamon rolls. We went on that trip, and it was so much fun, by the way. There were a bunch of us there, and we had like this like massive brunch spread, and I was helping put it together. So we like cooked eggs and potatoes, bacon, sausage, pancakes, those cinnamon rolls. And so I was just flying around the kitchen, and I did not remember this until there were 4 cinnamon rolls left. And so I took a picture, and I'll put that picture here, but they turned out really good. They were so soft and fluffy. The flavor was amazing. I'll leave the frosting, the icing recipe that I used down in the description. Someday I'll put it on the website. It's probably not gonna happen before this video goes up, so I'll just leave it down in the description for you. They were a huge hit. Everybody really liked them, and they turned out really nice. So I hope that you give them a shot. They are a great gift idea. Like I said in the Easy Holiday Baking Mixes video, these are a little bit more work, right? Like putting the mix together helps make it more convenient, but it's still a lot more work than going to the grocery store and buying the cinnamon rolls in the tube, but they're so much better for you homemade. They don't have all of those preservatives and junk in them. And what a gift to your family to take the time and have the intention behind putting these cinnamon rolls together. I just think that's such a blessing. And so I hope that you will consider giving these a try. And I hope that they're as delicious for you as they were for us. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Have faith and keep moving forward. Bye.